Hi everybody, welcome to another episode on Havoc TV. I'm Mikaylin Rhode, aka The Rambler, aka Mickey. And on today's episode we have a lady driver, actually with a very special car. A lot of you will know the car. So welcome, Badia.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for actually coming out, and I know it's in the week, but thanks a lot for availing yourself. So for those that know the car that LA Customs actually did and sprayed, and everybody knows the car because they know it's they just know, I'm not going to tell them yet what car it is, but it's a black car with a blue flake. Am I right? It's got like a blue flake in the paint. And it was I think it's one of the first cars actually that they did, wasn't it? Or one of the first. Yeah, one of the first. Yes, that's correct. So shout out to Niaz there. I know he was on our previous episode, so shout out to him and LA Customs on that side. But yes, so today we're in the IS300, and we've had a IS300 before on the channel. We've had it on the previous one, Faisal's car. So everybody knows it. Actually, it's got a 2JZ inside, right? So I'm assuming you're driving it in manual now.
I am.
Because that's why she hit the limiter.
It's my favorite mode. It's the most fun. It's the most responsive for me as well.
Okay.
Generally I leave the automatic granny type shifting for day to day when I'm tired, or just, you know, from here to there, not really going anywhere.
Yes.
But manual is my favorite.
Yeah, so later on what I'll do is, guys, I will roll the windows down and we'll try and get some sound of the car. You know, it is a 2JZ NA motor, so it does have that nice 6-cylinder inline sound. But I was going to ask you, don't you think that sometimes this car actually, that's so cool, don't you think sometimes this car should have had a manual gearbox? Like, it's almost like they almost owe it to this car.
Yeah. Yes and no.
Okay.
A lot of car people like myself, we got used to the manual shifting, double clutching, being able to shift and handle the controlling of the car. So it was like a skill set that you always wanted. You wanted to be able to do well with a manual car.
Yes.
But this car actually does better, I think, with automatic. And some people will have a different opinion on it, but for me, in the car itself, I think the automatic transmission with the manual shifting buttons, or on other later models you get the manual shifting paddles. Yes. I think it's more responsive. I actually think it does better that way. Okay. So eventually when I do turbo her, I won't be changing. A lot of people ask me, will you change to manual? Are you going to put a manual in it? Are you going to have a 2J with a turbo and it's not manual? I actually think it's better off with the automatic transmission and the manual shifting button. That's actually interesting, because I actually thought you would have said that the car, because to me, okay, so obviously you are putting it in the manual option, so that's obviously different, right? But when you're driving it, now we're gonna go further down. We're gonna take the next robot to the right. Sorry guys, she's not familiar with the area, so we have to obviously just guide her. We don't want her to not drive into, because we're already sitting in traffic. We don't want to sit here all day. It is the worst. It is the worst main road. I'm sorry I have to bring you here, but unfortunately the route that I want to take with you. So at that robot we're gonna turn right. Sure, no problem. So for me,
So the reason I asked the question is just because for me, I feel like the automatic though makes the car a bit lazier than what it could have been, right?
Not necessarily.
But exactly, I don't
Not
drive the car every day, so I don't know. So it's just from my, it's just obviously theory now. This is not obviously me driving the vehicle myself. But you don't feel that it makes the car a bit lazier
Does not.
in automatic?
No.
Okay.
What I'll actually do it for you when we get to an open road. I'll pop it into automatic for you, and then I'll show you the difference, even with the power button, because I've got a power button that allows it to shift a bit faster.
Okay. Is that stock on the car?
Yeah, stock.
Okay.
The car came out with that. Look, the car is a bit ahead of its time as far as heated seats, electronic seats.
Yes.
The power button, that kind of thing. So, yeah, but you'll see, it's not actually as sluggish as you think it is. What I have picked up is that on the occasion where I am driving slower or someone else has driven the car does do learned behavior. So it will feel sluggish in the beginning until I actually open her up again.
Okay.
And then it won't be as much.
That's interesting actually. I didn't actually think that it would do that.
Yeah.
But like you're saying, this car is actually ahead of its time. I mean, when I got into the car, I was like, oh cool, I can adjust the seats.
Yeah.
But, you know, like automatically, it's not like my car. I still got to pump it up myself, even though my car is a later model. So what model is this in terms of year model again?
It's
this was
2005.
5, eh? Okay, so it's actually not, so it's actually got a lot of things that some of the new cars have, which is quite cool. I like so you guys will see in the B-roll that go that way there, where he's going. So you will see in the B-roll that, you can hear the car's actually pretty loud, eh? It's actually not as quiet as I thought.
You know what it is? Sit in it. And this is what I love about this car. I sit in bins.
I was about to say,
if you were not in the car, I would have accelerated on that bin.
So you do feel, look, it's fine, you can go with me. I mean, it's okay. Yeah, I'm cool.
Are we going to Val Drive?
Yeah, we are. So I can feel that the car, it actually doesn't have that much body roll as I thought, eh?
Nope.
I thought it would actually have more body roll. So you obviously enjoy this vehicle like a lot, because I can feel that you like to put this thing in the corners. So you're obviously a person that likes to drive into corners, eh?
I do.
And you're not scared of them
the
either.
Apex. Nope.
Okay, cool.
There's nothing I hate more than this person in front of me.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, guys, I'm actually gonna.
Are you okay with this driving, eh? Because I can tap off like this. Are you sure?
Not at all. Go for it. At the end of the day, as long as you drive in the vehicle like this and I'm not driving the vehicle like this, I'm happy.
And this is one of my favorite roads to come to.
Okay, so you actually like this
I
road?
love this fucking road.
So yeah, so we're on the Val Drive now at the moment. So what you can feel, okay, so even as a passenger right now, guys, I'm feeling some of the, so there's not a lot of body roll, but you do actually feel the car step out a little
on
bit
an
into
uneven
the corners.
surface. So what is it now when it stepped out?
Yes.
That is an uneven surface.
Yes.
But as on a smooth corner, you're sitting in the corner.
Okay.
But obviously I know the road because I come up here all the time. So for me it's not much of an issue.
But I mean, I felt that now. You could feel it step out a little. Not hectic stepping though, but you could feel it step out on that uneven surface. And then she pulled straight again. So you, even as the passenger, I can actually feel it. So yeah. So this at the moment, what are you driving it in? Auto or are you driving it in manual? Okay, cool.
So I can shift down.
Yes. Obviously into the corners.
She got a little bit of a backfire, not much.
I can hear it actually a little bit. She comes in. Yeah, she sits nicely actually. So what suspension do you have in here?
So I went with a second-hand HKS kit.
Okay.
It was what I could afford at the time. I do plan to upgrade it. But recently I've heard that you don't have to buy new ones. You can actually refurbish the original set as long as it's a quality kind of set, so brand or so to say. You can refurbish them. Okay,
cool. So I think you can go into the right lane actually.
Sure.
And then,
so now she's in automatic, so she's really quiet.
Yeah, so now you can actually hear the whole car settle almost immediately as soon as you put it in auto.
Exactly. So whenever I see traffic cops, I call it my sleuth mode.
Okay.
So I tap it left and that's sleuth mode, and she goes completely
she just goes quiet. Like she's completely.
But when I did the exhaust, that was one of my prerequisites. I did it with Don exhaust in Plumstead.
Yes.
And I told him, look, I want the car to sound different. I don't want these pops and bangs where every car sounds the same, whether it's a V-Dub, Audi, Toyota, whatever. All the cars are sounding the same.
Yes.
I want my car to sound different. And also I want her to be somewhat quiet until I put my foot down.
Okay, cool. But I mean, I can you can go all the way there, sorry, and then just follow the white. I was going to tell you to go back up, but it's fine. We can go through here quickly first.
So basically she only really screams when you're putting your foot down.
Yes.
Other than that you don't hear.
Yeah, it's actually quiet now. It's actually a nice drive for every day when you actually just put it into your normal automatic and then just drive and cruise.
Yep.
It's not like extremely loud, because obviously as soon as you put in sport you can actually hear it actually gets louder.
Yeah. Well, it's not really a sport mode as it is a manual mode.
Okay.
But she is a little bit more aggressive sound wise, just because of the shifting happening faster.
Okay. Okay, so like you said earlier, we spoke about suspension, but I want to speak about something that you mentioned earlier on. Okay. You said you want to turbocharge this car.
I do.
So is that your only plan to do? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna do a turbocharge setup? What type of setup are you thinking?
I haven't yet decided, and the reason why is because I don't want to get too settled into turboing this car until I've got a new daily. I refuse to have a turbo daily. I've just seen it gone wrong one too many times. Yeah. You know, you're overheating, you're this, you're that, overuse. So ideally I want another car as a daily. Yes. And then I'll look at turboing this car. But it's lasting. Yes. So everything else has been done. The car's been resprayed. I did exhaust, I did the brakes over. So LA Customs did that for me as well. We did the EBC brake system with the green stuff pads, which is your street performance. Yes. And then Don did the exhaust. They did the respray both outside and inside, so the dash and the panels on the side. And the leather seats, this is not supposed to be black, am I correct? It's not supposed to be black. The seats that we're sitting on supposed to be the same color as the door panels. That's correct. It's supposed to be cream. So what happened is that the previous owner, he had them done black, but it looked like spray paint or something ridiculous. Okay. And what ended up happening is the seats started to crack. So I had them replaced with black leather because I actually liked the Panda Bear look with the black seats and the cream interior. Okay. And so I redid the leather also at LA Customs. Okay. Yes, that's correct. They did that as well. And we did all 4 seats as well as the steering wheel and the center console. So this with the handbrake and stuff. Okay. Yeah, so I see it's something I actually like the black. I'm gonna be honest with you. I also like it. Actually looks pretty cool when you actually look at the black seats with the cream, the contrast of it. Yeah, with the cream. Why am I forgetting this? What the name is of this? The seat belt. Yes. Jeez, guys, how can I forget what the name of that is? Anyway, yeah. So the seat belts, they actually look cool together. The contrast is quite nice. Yeah. And I can see what you're talking about. This whole panda kind of look. You're gonna go straight. So yeah, I can kind of see what you're talking about. Like, so yeah, I like the dark, as you can tell by the outside as well. The rims are not black. Yeah, it's like a gunmetal that kind of flips, so it gets darker in the shade or in the dark, but it has this dark feel to it. So the lights are blacked out, the badges have been sprayed blacked out. That's correct. So generally that is like a very stealthy look. Like you actually have a very stealthy kind of look to the vehicle on the outside. Exactly, that's what I was going for. Okay, so that is what you were going for, the type of look. But like I say, I like all the black now inside. I think all the black accents that you've put on here, I mean, it's got the like the piano black console. Yeah. I like the dials. You do? So I didn't know that they actually look like this. Is that the stock dial? That's the stock dial. So the only thing we changed is the light bulbs in the back. Okay. So a friend of mine he replaced the bulbs in the back. So where there was orange, we took that out. We added the blue, and obviously where the blue hits the red, it goes to purple. So there's that ombre of blue, purple, red type of thing. So I was gonna say earlier on, I was actually gonna talk about I said earlier on about the B-roll. Yeah. And then you went around the bend, and then I was like, I just lost what I was saying. So on the B-roll, guys, you'll actually see exactly what I'm talking about. It looks pretty cool. So you'll see accents of blue, because that's my favorite color, right? Yes. So there's blue stitching in the steering wheel, in the seats as well with the leather. Okay. I've got the blue lights in the dash. The double-din touchscreen that I had put in has blue lighting. My calipers are blue. The tailpiece of my exhaust is
it's got blue. So you
there's
got
little
accents.
subtle hints of blue all over the car, and then of course the blue flake.
Yes, of course, yeah. No, that looks flipping cool. I actually like that blue flake. I mean, the day that they did this car and when it was sprayed, I was like, yo, that you can actually go straight. I'm sure there shouldn't be much. Traffic actually didn't look too heavy earlier. I'm actually surprised there's very little traffic for 6 o'clock.
This is automatic, by the way. Not sluggish at all. Oh, sorry, the sunroof put in as well. So the sunroof and the double down was one of the first things I did at Sound Match and Mobasto. The tilt and slide with the double in front, and then I'd had a video camera also installed so that whenever I'm putting it into reverse, I can actually see behind me. It doesn't have the sensors.
Because I seen the camera actually at the back when I drove behind you early on.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a reverse camera on there.
Yeah.
What, if you don't mind me asking, what double in system you have?
I'm not sure what
is it. Okay, cool. That's fine.
It's a Pioneer or something. I'm not sure. I honestly didn't care about the name. I just wanted the flush look.
Nah, exactly.
So some of them come with like these buttons that stand out, and I didn't like the look of that.
Yeah.
So I wanted the flush screen with this so it would fit as OEM as possible.
Okay.
I didn't want it to stand out and look kind of.
Yeah, it actually looks. It's nice and sleek. It gives you that sleek look of the vehicle, and I think it's like basically like a touch screen. So you guys will see on the B-roll that what we're talking about. You'll see on the B-roll, and then obviously. For me, the main thing of this car is still the engine.
The 2J?
It's, man, I think...
So it's a VVTi, right?
It is, yes.
2J, which means basically when I do the turbo, I don't need to change internals.
Yes, I was going to ask that. So the internals doesn't need to change because of that. I know that they can take, I think they take about 400 to 500... I can't remember the horsepower that they can hold, but I know they hold around that sort of horsepower. Yeah. That's without changing anything. That's just slapping a turbo on there, and I think putting on like 0.8 bar boost with a decent sized turbo, and you'll get decent power. I think it's about 300 kilowatts you can get out.
That's what they say. They say as long as you keep it under a bar boost, then you should be good to go. Obviously, the minute you're going over that, you might want to look into then upgrading
internals and stuff. Yeah, you can go left here.
Your rods and your pistons and that kind of thing.
And then go forge and probably go ARP.
Yeah, but look, when you're planning to go over the bar, those are things you have to do.
Yeah.
Am I going left as well?
Yeah, left, yeah.
So, like the brakes as well, the reason I upgraded the brakes is because at some point, if you're going faster, you need the braking power there, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And most people can't afford it. But if you can, it is ideal that if you're going a turbo route to then upgrade the rest so that the car doesn't bomb out at the weakest point, which is why I did the brakes over.
Definitely.
So if it does require internals to be done at a later stage, I might look into it. But for now, I don't think it needs to be done.
Look, the car, can I be honest with you, 300 kilowatts is a decent amount of power. I know a lot of people want to chase big numbers, and you know, it is a big engine, but I mean 300 kilowatts, you know how much fun you can have with 300 kilowatts.
I have fun at the moment.
Exactly. So imagine 300 kilowatts. You know, and what is the power of this car at the moment?
I don't
is it
actually
120
know.
I think, or something, eh?
I don't know. I think book spec says 169 or 190.
Okay, but I mean over the years it obviously loses
power.
So it loses
but we
the
also
power
don't know.
over the
years, but we don't know. So what I wanted to do is that I actually want to get it on a track day.
Okay.
But due to work and the schedule I have at the moment, I haven't managed to get around to Killarney or Sardana. Also, obviously, because it's a 2J, it's really a top-end car as opposed to a quarter mile.
Yes.
But I'd like to see what it does at Killarney and then again at Saldana. Then I have something to compare it to.
Yeah.
When I eventually
turbo,
there we go.
Exactly.
Or maybe I should go to a dyno day and see what is the actual specs of it for now. Before slapping the turbo.
Maybe you should, because we're gonna have a dyno day actually the end of the month, end of November actually. That's the plan. So Black Friday weekend.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Yeah. So we're hoping to have a dyno day. So maybe we must actually bring the car there, and we can actually look at that, and then we kind of know, and we have a base. Because at the end of the day, we need a base before we know what the car's potential, or at least before we know how much the car's gained. Because it will be interesting, because then if you do that turbo build, we're definitely going to have your back. I mean, if you're going to do that, then at least we have the car before. And then, you know, we're going to go, we're actually going to go N1 back to town. So, the other way, so we're going to go under here. So, at least then I can then say, you know what guys, I've actually experienced this car NA, and then I've experienced the exact same car with the turbo on. And then I can really feel the difference and see the difference, because it's easy to get into a turbo car and say, guys, it's fast.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's what a lot of people do. They get into fast cars and it's like, guys, it's fast.
Or even like people who sit on my boot now. like robot to robot, yeah, you're gonna sit on my boot, dude. Like, I'm not sure why you're doing that, but get me on an open road and then I'm gone. But you get those guys that love to sit in my boot. I swear to God, when I get a turbo, the Honda Type R's, those bloody BMWs, and who else? It's the BMWs, the Type R's, and there's another one. But they are always in my boot. And I'm just like, guys, she's in there.
Yeah, just leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Like, I don't want to race everybody. I just
I don't mind. I'm gonna play in traffic. Like, it's so much fun for me. I don't care. But at the same time, like, if you don't have anywhere to go, obviously you're gonna not get. Like, I'm not gonna get away from you.
No, exactly. I mean, but it's always the guys. You know, no offense to the Honda guys, but you know, the guys with the smaller engines. It's easier when you have smaller engines. Yes, to do quarter miles.
Yeah, and the STs. The Ford STs, and I know a few guys who drive them.
Fiestas, Fiestas are very quick, eh?
They are, they're super nippy.
Yes, like it, they're quick. I've actually driven against one, and yes, like it.
Obviously, some of them come with the whole turbo setup, and then the guys have done software and this and that, so.
It's not a joke, eh? Those cars are not a joke, I will admit, they're not a joke at all, especially between robots, they are quick.
But I don't care. I don't care if I'm losing. Are we going? Later, we're going.
Yeah,
I'm there.
That's what racing's about, right? I mean, racing isn't really.
Are we going all the way to town?
We're gonna go back to where I'll show you now which one we're gonna take. We're gonna take the second exit, not this next one. So I think a lot of people. Yeah, I'm just worried about cameras here, but you can go for it.
So this is in automatic, so it's not sluggish at all, I think.
See, there the car. You see, that's the thing with this car. You can feel it, right? That it doesn't. You can actually feel it's a top-end car. Yeah. The initial pull, you can feel it's going. It's busy building, and then once you go over a certain speed, you can feel this car starts to move, and then it starts to keep on going and keep on going. So you're gonna go left at the next turn of it.
This one?
Yeah. Jeez, that is a bright Merc in front. Jeez, it's a pity the camera is not facing that way, guys. Jeez, you have to see that Merc now. And so, like I'm saying to you, you can actually feel it when you start getting over a certain speed. You can actually feel this car starts to go, and then it's got legs on top. You can actually feel the legs is there. We're not getting to that speed yet. Obviously, we don't want to do excessive speeds on the road, but you can feel the car still has more to offer. And I think a lot. I know it's different for me sitting here and obviously for where you're sitting, but I mean, I can still feel the car has the legs.
Yeah.
And once it hits over 120, you can almost feel like it wants to go.
No, I definitely feel it.
At the 120 mark, you can feel like, hey, but there's more. You're not giving me enough. You know.
But she needs the space to do it.
She does.
As well.
She does. But yeah, I can see you like to just go into the manual.
I do
all the time. But I mean, I can definitely hear the difference when you go into manual. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can hear it as well. It gets louder as in manual you can hear the car is louder. I'm just gonna open up the windows for you guys. Maybe you want to do a pull for them up Durham for them, and then I'll leave the window open. Right, guys, so I'm gonna keep quiet quickly for a couple of minutes and just let you listen to the car.
This one, huh?
Yeah, this one. Okay, cool. Thanks very much for the pull.
I mean, that's the other thing, eh? In the rain, this one loves to step out.
Oh, is it?
Loves to step out.
And that's now with traction control on.
Yep. If you're locking and you put your foot flat, the butt comes out, but traction obviously will flicker, beep beep, and then it'll correct itself.
Okay.
But you can tell that this car, that's why so many people overseas, they actually drift the car.
Okay.
They use it as a drift car more than they use it as a straight line track car.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna go left. Yeah, we're gonna go back now. Yeah, so it actually drives pretty nicely, I must say. Like what I do like about it though is that is that the car is so nice when you're actually just driving it normally.
The comfort level.
So it is, no, it is definitely like
for me.
It's not that noisy either.
Yeah.
Like it's not like creaks and like it sounds like an old car. It actually still feels like a very modern car, to be honest with you. And when we're driving quite nicely and slowly, it's actually pretty nice and comfortable. So I must say it's very, very cool. But yeah, so thanks very much guys for watching this interesting car. It's a female driver, which we haven't had in a long time, and I think it's a good thing that we actually have a female driver once again, you know.
Thank you for having me.
Because it's always nice to have females that also share the same passion as us as males, because you know it's a very male dominated.
It really is. And we are out there. There are a lot more females in the car industry.
There's a lot. So thanks very much for availing yourself once again.
Always a pleasure.
Just a reminder guys to like, share and subscribe. Please don't forget to also comment down below. It is important that you guys give us comments, because obviously the comments help us grow as much as possible. And then also don't forget that we have a detailing facility as well as a coffee shop, that is Diamond Detailing. And thanks very much for all the support. This is Havoc TV.
Completely disruptive.